And so I find someone that likes me, has liked me for a while, finally, start to date. And right before that, the interaction with her, he had tell somebody when we walked up, Nicole's engagement party, is like, she doesn't know it, but I'm going to marry her one day. So he was really into me. And I, was feeling happy to have someone that, I could possibly have a relationship with. But all that was gone after, what she did to him, right? And he just didn't speak to me since. He kind of ghosted me because I feel like even though he liked me, he didn't want to be part of this toxicity.
And he told Nicole at that party off camera, I'm going to marry you one
Oh, not
day.
Nicole, somebody else in the party. Yeah.
Wow. And that scene really, that Inquisition scene, that was it. He's like, I don't need this. I don't need these cameras. I don't need to be part of this. That was it. He never spoke to you again.
Yeah, because we just have one conversation after that. And he pretty much said, I don't know if this is for me because your life is complicated in a sense. Because I have to deal with this type of thing, right? With this type of women that will stop at nothing to slander someone. And he's a reputable doctor. His practice, depends on his reputation. So obviously it's natural that he's divorced, his 2 children, he pays alimony, he pays child support. His, the way that he makes money, it's comes first, right? That he can't jeopardize his entire practice and, brand making abilities because of someone that remorselessly, insults him and then tries to say he's the bad guy because he disrespected her. But in my book, I think respect is a two-way street, and respect should be genderless. You can't, as a woman, insult a man and expect the man not to respond just because you're a woman. That's not how respect should work.
And you really like this guy, obviously.
I liked him, and I could see us together, like we had a lot in common. He's Brazilian and had 2 kids and 2 sons, and I could see my son and his sons, and I could see, us having something good together. But I also feel like that was a threat, because if I had that, I would be in a more favorable position, and they didn't want to see me strengthened by somebody.
Right. And this situation really caused this to end.
Yes. Yeah, she ended that possibility for me by her behavior. Yeah.
Wow. And you never run into him, or I mean, in Miami, it's really, there's no chance of this being salvaged.
I doubt it, because again, it's something that I'm still filming. I have to continue to film, and I have to continue to film with them. And I don't think he will like to, again, jeopardize his practice and his reputation with people that are so remorseful and reckless in throwing out, allegations, and you have to prove, and you prove again and again, and it's still not good, and it's still, like being offensive. And then you try to spin it around and turn it around and blame the other person. Alexia is very smart and she's very cunning. So she's very good at turning it around and throw it on you. Very good at that.
When you were on the couch during that scene, like you were on that couch and Lisa was with you, I mean, to me, like as a viewer, like you seemed like broken, like broken down. Like, you talked about like your divorce from Frederick, like raising your son alone. Like you said, the death of your brother. I mean, but like you just seemed like broken down in that scene.
I was almost like having an emotional, nervous breakdown, because I felt nothing I did was right. They're out to get me. And I gave them a reason. I stuck my foot in my mouth. The intention was the opposite, but I just felt like in despair that I just couldn't win. Whatever I did or say, you bring stones to wish them well. Oh, you're Brazilian, therefore you're doing witchcraft. Like you're trying to thank them for liking the song and saying thank you so much. Oh, well, you know, your analogy is disgusting and this and that, even though the meaning behind it wasn't so. But so I just couldn't win. I just couldn't win. And they were totally dismissive of the things that I've been going through in the past few years since COVID hit us as a pandemic.
Well, that's the thing. You also seem broken down, you know, and you said like, you know, these are not good friends. Like it seemed like you were coming to this realization that this friend group, maybe not everyone was such a good friend.
What was surprising to me is that the new girls that I have a lot less history with were a lot more empathetic and there for me than they were, right? Because I believe that since we have so much history, we'll always be friends and we always have each other's back. But no, they were being the ones planting the slander and not apologizing for it and then coming for more. And then, yeah, they just turned on me. And I feel like it's because now instead of seeing my weakness and my vulnerability, instead of saying, hey, are you okay? What can I do? Oh no, let's just go ahead and, you know, kick her when she's down.
Larsa said, you know, it's hard to get to know the real Adriana. We don't know Adriana. Like, do you feel guarded? And if so, maybe do you feel even more guarded now because of this experience when you're down and you realize no one is there really to support you? I mean, some of the new girls, it seems.
Yeah, I feel pretty disappointed, you know, and I feel hurt by those insensitive comments. And Larsa is pretty much repeating what they're saying. You know, Larsa is just, she's just, you know, that was originally said by them and Alexia, and then Larsa is just sided with that. So because Larsa and I were getting to a better spot and we were doing well, and then that kind of like threw the whole thing out.
Do you see this? I mean, it seems like you're on the outs, but does it really seem like, to your point now, Larsa is with Alexia and Marysol? Like, is there this divide between the OGs and the new girls, with you and Julia maybe on an island by yourselves?
No, there is a divide now, but the divide is pretty much Alexia, Marysol, and Larsa, me, Nicole, and Julia, and Guerdy on the other side. That's pretty much the divide right now.
Right. Did you have a lot of contact like with Alexia and Marysol like during the hiatus between season 3 and 4? To this 10 years that this was like, were you guys really in each other's lives off and on?
No, you know, they drifted apart, you know, after we wrapped season 3.